And so what do you do to wet your toothbrush, and where do you spit afterwards? Those are the big questions. So first we just fill up a water bag with water. And this is what we're going to put on our toothpaste. So let me get a ball of water here. There's a nice ball of water floating in the end. Shut off the straw very carefully. Okay, and get my toothbrush wet. Toothbrushes soak up water nicely. So now I have a nice wet toothbrush. Good. So I'm partway there. Got my toothbrush wet. Now I just need to put some toothpaste on it and get cleaning my teeth. So I'm going to suck the water off it, because where else would it go? Nice wet toothbrush. Grab some toothpaste. We just use standard toothpaste in space. Squeeze a little on, not too much, because you're going to have to clean it up later. Okay, so there's my toothpaste on my toothbrush. It's wet. It's ready to go. It's loaded. Brush my teeth just like normal. Get them all. Especially the ones in the back. You should brush your teeth for about as long as you can sing Happy Birthday. That should be long enough. Okay. You should brush your teeth for about as long as you can sing Happy Birthday. That should be long enough. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I've got a mouthful of toothpaste stuff. I got a dirty toothbrush. So what I do is I just swallow the toothpaste. It's edible, won't kill you. And what else am I going to do? Put it in a rag and have a dirty rag? Doesn't make any sense. So in space, you don't swallow your toothpaste. It leaves my toothbrush just a little bit dirty, so I need to find where my water went and rinse it out. Fortunately, things are weightless, so things don't go too far. So here's my water again. So now I'll get a little water in my mouth. Rinse out my toothbrush. So I have a relatively clean, slightly damp toothbrush to put back in my toothbrush case. The toothpaste is hung back on the wall. We communally share one toothpaste tube, just like living in a dormitory, and I still have good water to drink. And it doesn't go up your nose. There's nothing to push it up your nose. It just floats, so it works fine. That's how you brush your teeth in space.
You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now. Across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
Across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Tell us about the landing.
In short, it looked extremely clean. We touched down in conditions that were on the more benign side of our nominal expectation. This is preliminary data scooped with the sieve in the cacophony of the control room. Very nominal. Remarkably good. Our navigation error was on the low side of our expectation. So it looked good.
But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space, but I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
How do we know the Earth is not flat?
We don't. It's flat.
When you look out at the Earth, especially when you're in space for long periods of time, there's a couple of things that I think about. One is the atmosphere looks incredibly fragile. Looks incredibly flat. Looks incredibly flat.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened, because we didn't go there. Because we didn't go there. Because we didn't go there.
You have a whole series of O-rings in here, and a shaft that you rotate.
So, I mean, like on the space station, how many of these would you have?
7, because we have 7 windows.
What happens if you get a leak on that?
Then you have a leak.
You just have a leak.
And what you would do is...
You lose air.
Yeah, you would probably seal the whole cupola off. And then there's probably a plan, I don't know off the top of my head, but there's probably a plan for replacing the mechanism.
For the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology. And it's a painful process to build it back again. The only limit to human future is in our own imagination. You have stolen my spirit completely. It's such a rush. You relieve my mind, make me feel so fine.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm in 2nd grade. Could you throw a somersault right now?
Okay, to pull this off, you need to have a stage prop, and the stage prop here is a hall section of the ISS. Also, you need on a separate video layer objects in virtual space that can move around by software, such as the paper on the wall, the netting there on the back, this contraption here on the right wall, and there's some boxes, something bungee corded above there. Now, all those objects are on a separate virtual layer, so they can be manipulated by software to look as if they are floating around. And of course, our three stooges here who are pretending to be astronauts, these guys are also on a separate video layer. And what makes it even worse, they're not even in the same room together. Thanks to the technology of telemetrics, which can bring people in from all over the place and put them in a virtual reality environment. So what you're about to see, if the camera that contains the virtual reality layer, okay, glitches out, okay, or has maybe compression errors, then that layer will also glitch out, and this is exactly what we're going to see now.
We delete you.
Thank you very much again. Thank you for your time. Have a good flight and many more exciting experiments on the orbit. Thanks a lot.
Now, when they said goodbye, I guess the virtual reality camera was cut off. And so the objects that were on the virtual reality layer, the objects that needed to be floated in space by 3D software, vanish out. I want you to notice the hull, the other camera, the stage prop, the hull of the ISS, stays perfectly in focus. If this had been a compression error from the ISS, the whole video would have washed out, but only the virtual reality layer gets washed out here. Also note, you can see the green screen behind the guy right about here. There it is, the green screen right there behind him starts to show, and then they cut to mission control.
Welcome back. A former NASA intern could soon become a millionaire when he sells 3 lost reels of original videotape showing man's first steps on the moon. Imagine that.
You serious?
This is a photo of the reels that will go up for sale through Sotheby's. The auction site says the intern bought these and 1,100 other reels at a government surplus auction for about, get this, $200 in the 1970s. The man told Reuters, quote, "I had no idea there was anything of value on them. I was selling them to TV stations just to record over."
Because we didn't go there.
The man says his father spotted the tape on these 3 reels, which read Apollo 11, the name of the mission where Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin first walked on the moon.
Because we didn't go there.
And back in 2006, NASA publicly admitted it lost the tapes ahead of the 40th anniversary of that moonwalk. Now they're set to be sold at auction at the end of the month. They're expected to go up for about $2 million.